2 o'clock on my watch. Good afternoon, honorable members. Good afternoon, officials. Thank you very much for availing your time for this very important meeting. A warm word of welcome to all of you, and I hope we will have a very, very fruitful meeting. Let me do the honors. I'm Dan Plato, and let me just ask all of the members also just to indicate their presence. They can do it themselves by just mentioning their name. I will appreciate it. Thank you, members.
Good afternoon, Chairperson.
Member
Gillian
Khalid
Bosman.
Sayed, member of the committee.
I've got the two, Member Sayed, Member Bosman. Thank you. Others?
Good afternoon, Member Kasim is here as well.
Thank you, Member Kasim. And can I get the officials as well? Do the same, please.
Good afternoon, members. My name is Ben Daz. I'm the Senior Procedural Officer. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, members. Wasima Hassan Musa, the Procedural Officer for the Petitions Committee.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, members. Temba Keswa, PEO. Thank you.
Mr. Kesworth, thank you very much. And I note Mrs. Burgess and Mr. Hassan. Thank you very much for your presence as well. And one other member, I see Christopher Fry. Member Fry, do the same, please. Member Fry, we can't hear you. Okay. We will pick up on that one. Maybe there's a problem with the comms of Member Christopher Fry. Let's proceed without wasting any more time. Wasima, I'm not sure any apologies from your side. I think the members is a full-blown quorum. I'm not sure we're missing any other member. We don't miss any other staff. Can you confirm, please?
Chair, no apologies have been received from any members, and all permanent members are accounted for.
Thank you, and no alternates as well. Let me immediately say to you, the rules of engagement, it's a long list and things like that. I think we are all honorable members, and we do know what to do, what not to do with regard to MS Teams and virtual engagement and that sort of thing. You understand the rules of engagement, so I'm not going to waste any time with regard to that. Let's get immediately into the business of the day, and the order of the business for today. If you look at your agenda, you will see the briefing by our Public Education and Outreach Unit on the petition received from Mr. Barry Jacobs. And look, we had our visit to the Grootbrak River area. We had our meeting with the municipality of Mossel Bay. So I am definitely not going to repeat all what was done and that sort of thing. The members that was present, most of you were present. I think it's only Member Kasim that wasn't present at the time, but I'm confident she have read all the necessary documentation to acquaint herself with regard to the contents. I'm happy with that as well. So let me get straight into the business and to ask Mr. Kesworth just to give us the background information with regard to the Education and Outreach Unit.
Thank you so much, Chair. Let me just quickly share. I made this a short presentation. Okay, all right. Thank you, Chair. Can you see my presentation? Chair? Wasima? Wasima?
Hi, yes, it was visible. You took it
Oh, it was
away.
visible. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I'm just
Mr. Keswa, you can share it again.
Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Chair. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you to the other members and colleagues as well. So here I am. My name is Temba Keswa, like I said earlier, and I am from PO section of the WCPP. And one of the things that we do is that we process petitions. So here I am with a petition that we received at this point. So the petition that we have that we are presenting to the committee is a petition that comes from Mr. Perry Jacobs. Mr. Perry Jacobs is one of the most prolific petitioner that we know. It's not the first time he is forwarding to us a petition. So he is putting this petition now on behalf of Greenhaven residents who are from Grootbrak Rivier in Mossel Bay. And as you can see, maybe on your notes there, Chair, he is representing a number of people who also have put forward their signatures because they are together in this petition that they are putting forward, and he is a leader there. So the petition basically is a petition that is concerning the lack of housing development in Grootbrak Rivier. So this is one of the most topical issues that we normally get, where people feel that their rights have been violated because maybe a certain municipality is not affording them the housing opportunity that they need to have in terms of accommodation. So I just decided to do a small summary of what this issue is actually about, because it's a very, very long petition with all the attachments that are there. So I just decided to just have the most salient issues that he has raised. So the first one is that the people of Greenhaven are living in flats that are owned by the municipality in Mossel Bay. And then now he wants the municipality to give them those flats to them so that it can reduce this issue of ownership less in Mossel Bay. But I'm going to come back to all these issues, Chair, with the responses that come from the municipality. So the first one then is the Greenhaven flats ownership, that he feels the municipality must just hand over the ownership to the people of Greenhaven. And then he also raised another issue, saying that the municipality of Mossel Bay, when they are requesting to be afforded accommodation, the municipality is saying to them, it does not have the land to build the houses, but instead is going to grant them service sites so they can build on their own. And he's fighting that at the same time, saying that is not a viable option for them because they do not have the money to build their own homes. So he wants the municipality to build them the homes, to develop an area for them. And then the other thing that he's complaining about is that he feels that the municipality is not granting space for it to build houses for them in Mossel Bay. And he feels that the reason for that is because most of the space is being given to big corporations to build, hotels and holiday resorts. And for them, as the people of Mossel Bay, are not granted that particular land to build. And then he also felt that as part of the municipality refusing to offer them accommodation, they are not processing the accommodation list that they've submitted to the municipality, to the provincial government, for them to get the budget to be able to build the new housing that they are asking the municipality to build for them. And then the last one, he is saying that even where the municipality is starting to build some houses for the people of Grootbrak Rivier, those houses stay incomplete, and also there are delays in completing to build those houses. So basically, these are the main 5 points that he wants the committee to assist him on. Now, if you look at Chair on Annexure F, I've got the response there that has been given to us by the municipality of Mossel Bay. So let me start while I'm still on this slide with the Green Haven flats ownership. So the municipality responded to us, Chair, when we were busy trying to find the whole information regarding this petition, and they said the municipality is willing to grant the Green Haven flats to the people that Mr. Barry Jacobs is fighting for, to reduce, this homelessness in Mossel Bay. But unfortunately, when they have to do that, they need to know that they are now on their own. They'll get the title deeds for the flats, and that will also mean that they'll have to take ownership of the flats and be able to maintain the flats on their own. That means now forming a body corporate and paying a certain money to this body corporate to be able to make sure that the flats are okay. And that has been rejected by Mr. Barry Jacobs and his group of people that is complaining on their behalf, because they are saying they cannot be able to do all that, form a body corporate, pay money into the body corporate and maintain the flats on their own. So they are rejecting that, and they are saying they will not be able to do that. The municipality must continue maintaining the flats on its own, but build them houses on the side, but they cannot be able to take ownership of the flats on their own. So that also they are rejecting. So that's the first thing. So that creates then a stalemate on that very first part of the Green Haven flats. Regarding the sites now, because the municipality is saying, if you cannot take then the Green Haven flats, then we are going to offer you the service sites, the sites that are serviced, build on your own, because we are taking long at the municipality. But even then, Mr. Barry Jacobs and his group are saying they do not want that. They do not want the serviced sites, because it means that they must build on their own, spend money, get the plans and build, and they cannot afford to do that either. So they are rejecting also that option, saying still they want the municipality to be the one that builds on their behalf, and they simply just have to move into the new houses. So that's the second one that they are rejecting now. Now, on the dispute then that they are saying that there is no adequate new land available for new housing development, like I said earlier, they are feeling that there is land that the municipality must build on their behalf. Instead, the land is being given to the big corporates. So they feel that the municipality must still make sure that they do find land and build on their behalf. On this part, number 4, where they are saying the municipality is not showing any willingness to submit new housing applications, the municipality responded again. They're saying that they've done that they've submitted a plan to the provincial department in Cape Town, explaining how they are going to be building, explaining how they need this budget money to be able to build. But even on this one, Mr. Barry Jacobs and his group, they just feel the municipality is not doing enough. They are not convinced that the municipality is really submitting their name to the provincial government for this to be fast-tracked. And then they, on the part of the incomplete development delays in establishing the new housing project, the municipality responded again to us, and they're saying they've started to try and build 200 homes. But unfortunately, building 200 homes, Chair, is taking a lot of time. There are steps that need to be followed through. It's not something that can happen today and tomorrow they move into the housing. And that building will take them maybe anything from 5 years to 10 years from now on, because there are steps that need to be done, in terms of impact assessment in the area, in terms of the plans being passed by municipality and all the engineers that have to be there. It's going to take a lot of time. And because of that reason, then, they cannot be able to build as fast as Mr. Barry Jacobs and his crew want the municipality to build. I'm standing more on this slide, Chair, because this is the gist of what the impasse is at. So the issues are here 5, and the municipality has responded on these issues, but still the impasse continues, and Mr. Jacobs and the other people in Grootbrak Rivier are still feeling aggrieved about this. They still feel not much is being done. They still feel that they are not treated as well as the big corporates in Mossel Bay. So the municipality informed us then that they've tried meeting Mr. Barry Jacobs and the people many, many times. And they highlighted that on the 7th of February also this year, they did try meet with him, and they explained, like I'm explaining to you, Chair, now, the issue that they are facing regarding this particular issue. But Mr. Barry Jacobs is still aggrieved, and they have no idea what they need to do now, because they feel they've done everything to explain to him the process, all the hiccup that they are receiving, but Mr. Jacobs is still unhappy together with the people there. Okay, I'm going to pass on this one because still explaining. So, Chair, for me, when I went through this petition, the only thing that I found here, as you can see, I've put in here that this is what the petitioner is saying, and this is what the municipality is saying. So I just feel that maybe, I'm not sure how the committee is going to see, but the main issue is the delays. And then the main other issue also is the suitable availability of the suitable land for housing in Grootbrak Rivier. But as you can see, Chair, here, I just made this distinction that the main thing for the petitioner is the unwillingness. They feel there's unwillingness in the municipality, there are undue delays, there's no commitment whatsoever. That's what they feel. And then that it's not doing enough to liaise with provincial government to minimize the housing crisis. And the municipality has also given their own responses here. So, Chair, as you can see here, I could have just said the matter is finished because we've received the responses from the municipality. But I just felt, let me pass it through to the committee, because I personally cannot be the person who just turns down a petition such as this. Maybe the committee can then deliberate further and maybe see something which I don't see as an official myself regarding this petition. But that is how the petition is, Chair. If I can just stop there for now, thank you.
Mr. Kessler, thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Let me immediately ask the honourable members your input with regard to that. I do have one or two issues myself, but I'm going to give you the opportunity first, honourable members. Anyone? No one? Okay, let me give you my input. Mr. Keswa, back to you quickly. I just want, with regard to all of the issues mentioned, you said that the municipality committed themselves, and I need you to correct me if I heard correctly, to build 200 new houses, but it will take some time, plus minus 4 to 5 years. Am I correct?
Yes, sir, you are correct.
Well, I think that is a clear way out. I think the second point I want to make is that then that is a clear commitment from the municipality side. To build any housing development from government side, unfortunately, take up a lot of time. From my past experience is that from the time a municipality commit to a housing development and to completion, it is anything between 5 to 6 years before you see the end result. And the end result is the houses that is then built. That is the time spent, because all the planning issues, all the rezoning issues, and all the EIAs alone take up anything between 2 to 2.5 to 3 years, unfortunately. But Honourable Gillian, could you step in, please?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I think what we also need to do is we perhaps need to get in touch with the Department of Human Settlements and ask them if there is, if they can check whether any of these potential beneficiaries is on a list to receive a housing opportunity, and then whether the Department of Human Settlements is able to act as a mediator between the petitioners and the department and the municipality around the issue of the flats, because I think maybe there's a misunderstanding in terms of how the sectional title ownership works, and perhaps if the petitioners get some more information in terms of how legally the sectional title ownership works, and that explains the situation of the flats. But I think what for me comes through with this petition and with the other petitions that we've received from Mr. Barry Jacobs from this area is that there is serious mistrust between the municipality and this section of the community. And I suspect a lot of it deals with the legacy of apartheid, as well as the issue around social cohesion in that community, because they're saying that no matter what the municipality is saying, they don't trust that that's going to happen. So perhaps we need to engage the Provincial Department of Human Settlements and ask them to act as a mediator, because they were involved previously in that community with the Power Town housing development as well. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Bosman. Appreciate it. I think I can live with that recommendation from your side. I made some notes. Washima, I hope you have done exactly the same. That we draw in the Western Cape Department of Human Settlements into the matter as well. I think we had an earlier discussion about that when we brainstormed the items and the issues relating to the petition and that sort of thing. That is fine. We will definitely do that. And I think also my earlier point is the possible building of the new 200 houses. That will give surety, regardless if it will take 4 to 5 years. As I've indicated to the honourable members, that is unfortunately the governmental time frame. And the sooner the municipality can recommit themselves to that, the better, because that will give surety. I am not also so in favour of server sites, but I think the flats issue seems if that can work, and the new 200 new houses seems to me that can work as well. The issue of trust, for me, no here nor there. I think I would love a firm commitment from the municipality to say, yes, we can build, yes, we can incorporate them into the flats, and yes, we can provide the 200 houses and that sort of thing. We want that surety from the municipality. To some extent, the municipality had given that kind of a surety, but we can follow up on that. Any other member with any other issue pertaining to that? Aisha, Kasim, Honourable Kasim, you may step in, please.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, I might have missed this in, like you said, I wasn't in the previous meeting. Can I ask how many residents or families are on the waiting list for that Green Haven? Thank you.
I think you will have to help me here. I think when we were there, we're talking about 90 to 95 families. That is what we pick up at the time. Can you confirm that, Washima, please?
Chair, this is a brand new petition. The petition she's referring to is the other one regarding the Grootbrak claimants. I will have to go through the petition itself and check how many residents there are, Honourable Member Kasim.
Okay, please do that. Any other member with any other recommendation pertaining to the way forward? No, doesn't seem like it. I think the two recommendations, the one from Honourable Gillian Bosman and the one from myself, and I think, Washima, you pick up on both recommendations. And Honourable Syed?
No, Chair, sorry about that. No, Chair, I wanted to say that I support the recommendation by the Honourable Bosman fully. I think that's a good way forward. I wanted to second that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for accepting the recommendation, or actually supporting the recommendation. I really appreciate it. I want the administration, not Honourable Washima, she would love to be honourable, but our secretariat, that you take both recommendations forward to the administration, that is now to the Department of Human Settlements, for them to guide on, and that we also, from this committee, the issue with regard to the 200 houses, that we write a letter to the municipality. We can even ask the Department of Human Settlements on the committee's behalf, or the committee on its own. You will know how to do that. What would be best, that we write to the municipality of Mossel Bay with pertaining to their indication about the possible 200 houses that might be constructed within a time span of between 4 to 5 years. As I've indicated, that is normal governmental procedure, and if that is the case, it gives at least surety. 4 or 5 years seems like a long time, but when you open your eyes, it is gone, and then the municipality will have the houses built, and those people can then, from where they are living now, can then move into the new units. But the committee want the necessary surety from the municipality of Mossel Bay that will be indeed the case, despite the earlier point made by Honourable Bosman, supported by Honourable Syed. Mr. Bendaza, please.
Thank you, Chair, and good afternoon to the members. My advice is that maybe, because at some stage the committee will have to make a decision on this petition, and I would ask the committee if they don't want to hear from Mr. Barry Jacobs, and because it's another thing to hear, to read, but when you are able to interrogate, maybe ask him some few questions just to get clarity, and also maybe I would also advise the committee also to hear from the municipality before maybe making a final decision on the way forward, because it is always important just to hear from them. You may pick up certain things when you meet them, and then you are able to have enough information so that you can decide. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Bendaza. Asima, I see your hand is up.
Yes, Chair, thank you. I was just going to say the same thing, the advice that Mr. Daza has given regarding engaging with the petitioner as well as with both these departments, and then also just requesting this in the interim. We have another slot in September where we could have the petitioner give his briefing overview of the petition, as well as have both of these stakeholders there if the committee deems it necessary for that meeting, which will have a overall effect given the fact that we follow the directives of the petition, and to give the petitioner an opportunity to voice his petition to the petitions committee.
Thank you for that, Asima. Look, maybe we need to think of listening to organize with Mr. Barry Jacobs and the municipality a virtual kind of engagement. We're nearing the end of the year and looking at September, an awful lot of public hearings. I just received another couple of dates, and I myself and some honourable members will be out of town in the Platteland, in the rest of the province, for up to 2 weeks to deal with all the public hearings. So it will be difficult to find a slot, even during September and October, for a drive down to the municipality and to listen to Mr. Barry Jacobs and the municipality itself. So if you, as the administration, Rashima, could arrange a virtual slot with Mr. Barry Jacobs and the municipality, that will be in our favour. That will save a lot of time, and you will have to know how to arrange it with Mr. Barry Jacobs, maybe for him to be at the municipality for such a virtual engagement, or whatever the case may be. I'm not sure if he has a computer or whatever with him, and so on, or if he will be equipped to do something like that. That is, I've got no problem with you and Mr. Dasa's recommendation. It can happen, and I'm happy with that. Notwithstanding the fact, in the same time, not to waste any time, because next year is an election year, and from where it go next year, it will be canvassing. We will be busy. The administration will be on edge, and that sort of a thing. Then we might not find enough time to deal with these matters. And whatever we can do now, this year, 2023, we will have to do that. That is why I want to say, with everything we're going to do, and that is my recommendation, the recommendation by Member Bosman, supported by Member Syed, and my own recommendation, that we do it simultaneously, tap the bull by the horns while we can, and then we focus also on Mr. Bendasa's recommendation. Could we accept that as the way forward for this committee on these matters? What are you saying, members? No comment, so you agree then. Washima, that is then the way forward, how we will do things pertaining to this issue. That is then, can I then somehow say, that is the recommendations in terms of the presentation, in terms of the petition, that is the way forward. And can I then ask Washima the issue with regard to the consideration and adoption of the draft annual activity report for the Petitions Committee for the 2022-2023 financial year? Can you focus on that quickly, please?
Chair, I see Member Syed's hand is up.
I haven't picked up on that. I haven't seen that. Member Syed, yes, you may go.
No, Chair, it was just to support your recommendation as the way forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Washima, all yours.
Chair, can you see it?
Yes, yes, we can.
It's the annual activities report, Chair.
I'm happy with that. Members, are you happy with that? Thank you, Washima. Thank you. I'm okay with the report. It seems to me the members are okay with the report. That is then accepted.